What is useful to learn in Blender are the shortcuts, specifically keyboard shortcuts. Such tools are essential because when modeling in 3D there are so many steps that need to be done, and these shortcuts are useful in optimizing time. This avoids having to go looking for various commands in individual windows and operating them with one or more keys together. For example, scaling an object, rotating it or moving its position, it can be done from the keyboard instead of from the side keys that we can hide and make reappear by clicking the T. The tools on the right, unlike those on the left, perform the same action but in a more precise and numerical way, because they allow us to set specific values. If we are not bound to numerical values, we can perform a transformation along the axis or generically by clicking in the center of the tool. If we want to use all the three tools that we see simultaneously, we can click the Transform tool on the left. If, on the other hand, we do not want to be constrained to the axis, we can use the less obvious squares that the tool provides. For these tools, the useful shortcuts are S to scale, To also set the axis we want to scale on, we also need to click X, Y, or Z. On the right, it will give us a feedback of the scaling dimension. Let's put another cube to make the scaling along the axis more obvious. If we wanted to move an object, we can use G, again combined with X, Y, or Z, for moving along the axis. To rotate it, we can click R. By clicking X, we can return to the starting situation. At the bottom right, however, we have all the other tools useful for transforming our shapes. Based on the selected object, it gives us a summary of what we have. With the camera, we can choose the rendering engine that is used to choose what precision of graphic rendering our model should have at the end of the processing. The wrench is very important because it allows us to add modifiers that help us give specification to our models, then modify them to suit our needs. For the purposes of the project, we will use mostly array, subdivision, and other modifier, a lot that will help us in giving special shapes or features. Another important window is the materials window, which allows us to add and manage colors and textures to our models. in coordination with the shader editor, which allow us to interpenetrate various textures and nodes to create more complex effects. Another key thing to understand are the object mode and edit mode. The former allows us to make more general movements, translation and modification. With the edit mode, we can see how geometrically the object is organized, and we can see this mode by clicking the tab. Automatically, other very useful tools will manifest on the left side for more detailed editing of geometries. Also, what we can notice is that the model is orange because in this case the geometries are selected. Next to the drop-down that allows us to switch from edit mode to object mode and also to other modes, we find 3 buttons that allow us to select the vertices, edges and faces of our model. These tools allow us to select specific elements of our model and act more specifically.